Today, the landscape of Baylor University's campus is changing. We are delighted to dedicate 2 statues commemorating the late Reverend Robert L. Gilbert and Mrs. Barbara A. Walker, the first Black students to earn undergraduate degrees from Baylor University.
When I started Baylor, so many of the other students at other colleges had to go through open hatred and stuff. I didn't go through that here. But when I see so much separation in the world, it seems like we're not making any progress at all. But Baylor does not have to be a part of that negative part. They can continue to make progress and show, hey, we really believe in what Christ taught, and we live that on a daily basis.
Robert Gilbert realized that there should be justice for all, and he tried to ensure that that would happen. Though Robert suffered through various crises in his life, he always realized that through Christ he could do all things.
There's a lot of sculpture competitions that come across my email, and I saw this and I said, wow, and I gravitated towards it, but I had never heard of Reverend Gilbert or Mrs. Walker. So I started to study their histories, and I just thought, these are just 2 amazing people, unsung heroes, not just heroes here on campus or in Texas, but really national heroes, because this is a movement and a time period that they pushed everything forward toward desegregation and equality.
Monuments matter, and so do these moments. The university has said by way of this act that it chooses to be a university that remembers history rightly, to be forward-thinking and to be scrupulous in seeking out tangible ways to reimagine responsibility to the future.
And today, we celebrate how Reverend Gilbert and Mrs. Walker continue to inspire the next generation of student leaders on our campus.
Everything from the suit that Reverend Gilbert's wearing to the dress that Mrs. Walker's wearing, it's all chemicals that are treated on the surface of the metal. And Reverend Gilbert's wife guided how he should be leaning on the crutch. And I wanted to allude to that because I think that inner strength that he had is real. And what those sculptures are meant to do is show us that light and that beauty of standing for the right thing and inviting us into that world.
I hope I made a difference by being here. And from my perspective, just to accept people too, because prejudice works on both sides. And I don't want that in my legacy or past, because it's important that we move forward, and moving forward in our thinking as well as our actions.
Robert Gilbert may have been the first, but don't let him be the last. And over the years, over the past 50 years, we've seen other graduates. And with the statues of Reverend Gilbert and Mrs. Walker, I hope that they will be enlightened and see a reality.
Well, they weren't allowed to walk on campus just a few years before that. Now, all these years later, everybody who walks on campus will see them.
Baylor opened up doors that I would never have had the opportunity to experience. I didn't meet people saying, we're not going to accept you because of the color of your skin. So this was an opportunity to see that, all people are not the same. It doesn't matter what color you are, they still have a lot to offer you, and they can still love you and do things regardless of the color of your skin.